Hello, friends. This is A. Giuliano, and this is a Saturday. It's the 19th of March, 2022, and we're going to look at the Pirate Chain price chart. I'd like to give a quick update on what I see happening. So I'm going to share the screen, and we're going to jump in and look at the daily price chart. Okay. So what do we got going here? Since the last time we left, the price is breaking above the previous high point. So what happened? We made that important move up to the 200-day moving average through the Ichimoku cloud. We corrected until we reached above it, above the 200-day moving average and above this Ichimoku cloud formation. Price is now above each Ichimoku and 200-day. The Ichimoku is greening. So this is positive for those indicators as well. Price is looking like it's impulsing towards the towards the expansion of Bollinger Band, further expansion. Okay. So what's next? We had a nice support on that 200-day moving average, pushing higher. We are going higher than the previous high. So now the question is, when is or where is this move going to slow down and stop? Is it going to get cut out right here? Like it's pushed up already to about 4,400 Satoshis, more than that, you can argue, like 44 and a half, let's say, into this previous price level here, here. So is this it? Are we done? And it's going to come back down towards this cloud and the 200-day moving average and do that? Or does it have more legs to it? So that's, I don't know, but my first sense is it has room for higher, and I'll say because of the impulsive action of this. So we'll use a couple of ideas of how to tell. Also, not only that, it's just that like when I look at the extension of it, oh yeah, we already put that extension. It gives this kind of price activity. So we're not even at really a one-to-one level. Now, I don't start it from the bottom. Even if we're going one-to-one, we're reaching there. So we could be there any time now. And even if I put it from right here where we had a bigger candle impulse here, this region here could be reached within days. Okay, and in that case, then it could be the beginning of a longer correction if that need be. Okay, and either that's going to complete this whole move up to down, and we might even reach all the way back to this uptrending sloping line here, or there will be room for even higher, but it'll first correct. So meaning we would get up to this region here and then correct and then even go higher. And that's where we have even bigger potential moves at play, but that's more on a weekly time frame. So what do I want to show here? This is the extension move. So I just talked about that. We can talk about that in a second, but basically the one-to-one is the lower end of this box. The 161.8 is the upper end of this box, which is about 6,500 Satoshis. Lower end is about 5,000 Satoshis. You see this rectangular region here, this blue rectangular region is where we have this previous, support and choppiness here in the price action. And then it turned resistance here. So this boxed area is a potential zone where we could end the move. And that confluence is at the top there with this one-to-one where we have at the bottom of this next box, right? So I'll show you that one-to-one here. So I get the sense this is a trending move, whether it's an ABC or it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which I think it's more likely a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in that sense. But that's just another story, and I don't know for sure. And none of this is financial advice. We won't know until it's over. So the extension that we would play is from the bottom to the top to where it begins again, and it begins at this strong, fast move that doesn't get retraced a lot at all, barely. So then our next target is like one-to-one is down here, 161.8 is up here. Okay, so that's that idea. And I'll just show you in a rough format. You take the extension tool and we go from that big candle here and we get about 1 to 161.8, okay, roughly. Now, that's between the 5 to 6,500. That could be a target intermediately here. And of course, all you need to do is look at price action to say, it could go somewhere here, but confluence with other indicators helps. Now, what's the sense that, okay, it could be ending at any time? There are a couple things we'll do. We'll use trend lines and we'll use also the momentum indicators. So previously, let's say, for example, on the RSI, we have potentially divergent price action where the price is going higher. Price is going higher, and the indicator itself is going the opposite direction. You know, the price is higher here, indicator lower here. So we get some bearish divergence potentially. Okay, so we're watching the indicators. If they're going to play out bearish divergence and the price is going to be slowing down, then we have a sense that the next top is going to be a top before a longer correction, and we'll get this moving down in that direction. Okay. But it can definitely chop around for a little while as well up top here. That's why we'll see what kind of divergence we get and what kind of price action is correlated. But just to say that we're in a zone where we want to start really paying attention. I mean, not like, I don't know, I'm not treating this like day trading or whatever. I'm just watching the chart and trying to anticipate what's happening. But it can be helpful, especially if you're loading and unloading. So we can take, instead of horizontal line there and see, you know, we want to exceed that line, and that would be a sign of even more help. But my sense is, this is a daily price chart, we're probably going to find some divergence at some point here as the price continues to find its way. Maybe it'll move higher, but there are some other options why it says this might be the end of the move here. Firstly, it just might only have the power to breach this box and this type of price action here. It might not quite be ready, but that would be a weaker move in my sense. And that means that maybe we're not quite fully turned around, and we would need to come back down to these levels here, like 3,000 Satoshis again, to really confirm things. But that's a much lower scenario in my estimation. The other thing is this horizontal, let's call it, trend line of resistance based on the previous highs here being touched upon. And this is at the beginning of the strong move down. So yeah, finally breaching that area, but maybe it's too strong and it rejects. Again, I get the sense, you know, this is only the second daily candle in a row, which is green after some corrections. So there's definitely room for another one tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. And that might have a big wick and then a body that's green, and then next week could be red, or next week will be a great week and the price will be popping up and then it will come down. That's also possible. We'll see. But either way, generally moves up are pretty strong and fast. Even this previous massive move up was strong and fast. So already we're taking longer than that. So this is a more complex maneuver and it'll take its time. So yeah, just getting a sense. This is more so, especially like if you haven't really gotten all your bags yet. Hopefully you got some around here when it was pausing and staying above the 200-day moving average. But even then, let's just pay attention to the price. Same thing here. We're going to look for a horizontal yellow line here that we've created, so that we're looking to see if we're going to match the previous histogram or if it's going to diverge in a bearish divergence as it is currently doing. But it's getting higher, so we'll see. But yeah, my guess is overall on the daily, we'll find the divergence, the bearish divergence, when it's turnaround time, and that time could be coming soon. So what's another thing we can do to keep watch? Well, firstly, this zone of resistance already is showing us that it might be time, but I'm guessing there's a chance that it won't be here. The other thing is we can take our trend lines and use them in our favor. So there's this trend line here, okay? And so we're definitely gonna watch for that one to be broken. Then we'll know this whole move is likely complete. Here, we'll even take it from there if that's more soothing. Okay, so from there we have this trend line to watch. Okay, also now we have this trend line to watch for the intermediate move is something like this. Okay, from this big candle up, we take our trend line. It already broke the first, see this trend here? It broke the first one. So now we're in the second one here. So my guess is we will see more. And let's just take a smaller look. Yeah, we're like 1-to-1 here. So if this is the end of the third and we're going to get a bit of corrective time here before we move higher, that's possible too. Let's see. Or it's just ready to keep going. I'm guessing it'll probably just, you know, yeah, there's just these main scenarios. Hang around here, correct a bit, and then go higher, or go higher and then correct, and then we see from there what type of momentum and other action is happening. So that's that. Those are the basic ideas. Watch these trend lines to be broken or respected, and that'll tell us if the trend is turning or not. So those are the two ideas: trend lines and momentum indicators. And then that's the recent, like the now trend lines versus the previously constructed trend lines. And yeah, something is coming. And my sense is that upside is favored. So wishing you all well. Stay stay free, stay full of our bags, stay full of our bags, that's for sure. And enjoy. So let's see, let's just go a little bit lower down on the time frame. That's a pretty reasonable scenario to think might turn around at this point. We've been pushing that momentum for a little bit, and possible divergence here already with this move here. So yeah, at this point, any guess is as good as mine. So that's where we are with that. But on a daily, it seems a bit more promising, but of course we do need a bit more information. And on a weekly, it's looking good, looking like, you know, anything could happen here. This could be the third week of 3 in a row and then turn around and have maybe 1 week of correction, 2-3 weeks of correction, whatever it might be. We'll see. The other option is keep pushing higher into this position. Now, maybe that's something for April, because when we look at the monthly, we see 2 strong candles, and who knows where this one's going to close. But if it closes above this 20-week moving average, I mean, why not go for a higher move into the month of April? And then if it needs to close lower, that's fine. You know, it doesn't have to be a full body candle. So yeah, we'll see how this works itself out. But basically, the way that the price action goes is you know, it goes up and it comes down. This looks like similar to what we've seen here. Well, then it goes up again, and then it comes down, and it goes up and it comes down. And that seems to fill a pretty solid cycle. If we look at the historical chart, there's another time when we get this kind of price action. And and just the general moves of Pirate Chain seem to look, oops, let's undo that, seem to look like this, where we push up and then we come down. And then looks like we're in a time period of pushing up. And that's what I wanted to show on the weekly, is that we do definitely have room for reaching this zone here. Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that that's where the price wants to go. However, we'll see if it can get there. And then the other thing is that, you know, to break this, okay, it's not a big deal, but to break the horizontal levels is a big deal. And that brings us to the next level. And that confluences with this price action where the fight is on the next level. Okay, so that's interesting time for Pirate Chain price chart. I hope you're doing well, and we'll see what this ends up being. Okay, and if you want to know more specifically what's happening, then you stay closer. Timeframes, daily chart, 4-hour chart, that kind of thing, and it'll give you a better sense of you know, when are some of these trends ending on a more local time frame. Okay, So I think that's all I really have to say. That went longer than I might have even wanted, but I think I made the different points that I was looking for. Yep, that's about it for now. Okay, wishing you very well. All the love, peace, and happiness that you can manage. Until next time, goodbye.